Hello bandos, and welcome to Teach Me Trombone. Today I'm going to show you how to get started with the trombone by showing you some daily maintenance, how to assemble the trombone, and how to disassemble your trombone. So let's get started. First of all, your case should be opened on a flat surface like a table or the floor. Never open your trombone case in your lap because the parts of the trombone can roll out of your case and onto the floor, and of course that could cause damage to your instrument. So let's begin by opening up our case. When we open our case, all that we should see inside our case are the parts of our instrument and some things we need to take care of it with. We have the bell unit, the slide unit, and our mouthpiece. There's also a compartment for things like slide oil, cleaning cloth, spray bottle. Those are the only things that should be in your case. Never store your music folder in your case. The problem with that, or putting anything else in your case for that matter, is that you can cause damage to the tubing of your instrument, and then your instrument might have to go to the repair shop. So never keep anything in your case except what you need for your trombone. Alright, the first thing I'm going to show you today is how to take care of your slides. On the bell unit is the main tuning slide, located in the back. Go ahead and pull on your slide a little bit, and if it seems a little hard to pull on, then it's time to grease it. This one's pretty well greased, but I'm going to show you how to take care of it. So, I'm going to hang on to this part and put my bell unit down for the moment. Carefully back in my case. And inside my compartment, I have some things that I need to take care of the slides, so I'm going to get those out. So, first we need our slide grease. It comes in this little tube. And you want to put that on the bare part of the slide. Rub it around with your thumb and finger to distribute the grease. Then I'll carefully put that down. And now I'll pick up my bell unit and do the same with the part of the slide on the bell unit that needs grease, right here. So I'll put a little bit there. And then I'll rub that all around so that it's evenly distributed. Now you want to have a paper towel handy. There's my paper towel. Because it is greasy and you're going to want to rub that off of your fingers. Now take your slide and you want to go ahead and distribute the grease by putting the parts together one at a time. Kind of rubbing it around like that, turning it around. There we go. And now we're ready to reassemble our slide. Alright, so there's our slide, our main tuning slide on the bell unit. Now we're going to pick up the slide unit. Now on the slide unit, before we can see if it's working properly, we have to take our slide lock and move it a quarter turn counterclockwise. And then we can move the slide in and out. Now if your slide seems like it's been pre-treated and it's moving pretty well, but maybe it's just a little bit sticky, then really all you have to do is spray it with some distilled water. So have a little spray bottle ready in your case with distilled water. You don't want to use tap water out of your sink because that contains hard water deposits that can gunk up your slide pretty well. So you want to make sure you use distilled water. So I'm going to go ahead and spray some distilled water on my slide. Move that back and forth to distribute it, and now it's moving pretty well. Now if your slide, after you have sprayed it with your distilled water, is still sticky and not moving really well, or if it's been more than a week since you've done an inner slide treatment, then it's time to oil the inner slide. So we're going to do that next. So we're going to go ahead and remove the inner slide from the outer slide all together, carefully holding both pieces. And I'm going to set my outer slide down in my case. So then take your paper towel, and you want to remove all the old grit and grime that's been building up on your slide. So carefully just take your paper towel and wipe it down like so. Then you want to take your slide oil and put a little bit on the stockings of the slide, which are located at the end. They're about 6 inches long. They're a little bit bigger than the rest of the tubing. There's little lines at the end to tell you where the stockings start. So have a good look at your slide there, and you can put a little bit of oil, thin bead on each stocking. There we go. Then pick up the outer slide, and now you're going to assemble this back together one at a time though, so that you can work in the oil. Okay, so we want to go ahead carefully and work that in back and forth. And then we want to do the same on the other side. Carefully take your time. Back and forth. There we go. Okay. Now you're going to want to put these back together correctly. So take a look at it. Notice the pieces of the slide lock. Those have to go together. There's a piece, there's a piece. So you know that those two go together. And the spit valve is going to be on the bottom. So carefully run this back together. And then close your slide lock again so that the slide can't move. And you're ready to go. Okay, now we're ready to assemble our trombone. So go ahead and pick up your bell unit in your left hand and hold it down. And then you'll notice on the slide unit there's a tenon that has some tread on it that goes into the receiver of the bell unit. This is the slide lock nut. So you want those two parts to go together. So carefully put them together. And then you want to turn the slide about 1 inch from the bell, and then go ahead and tighten down the slide lock nut until it's finger tight. Just be sure. There we go. So now we have our bell unit and slide unit assembled. And last, of course, is the mouthpiece. So we're going to hold this in our left hand, and our slide lock is in place so that it's not going to move while we do this. Take your mouthpiece. The mouthpiece has a tapered shank that goes into a tapered receiver on the slide unit. Just put it right in there and twist it a little bit clockwise, 1/4 turn. Now here's a tip for you. Never ever pound on your mouthpiece to make it tight. It doesn't need to be that tight. It just needs to be finger tight. If you pound on it, what can happen is it can get stuck. And then you're going to be going, oh no, my mouthpiece won't come out. What should I do? Well, your band director might have a mouthpiece puller. Let me show you one. They look like this. And this is what you have to use to pull out a mouthpiece. Never use a pliers or any other tool because you can damage your mouthpiece or your instrument. So ask your band teacher for help, or if you have to, go to a music store, but never try and pull that out on your own with regular tools. So that's the assembly of the trombone, and now it's time to show you how to disassemble it. So we're holding the trombone, and we carefully take our right hand and twist the mouthpiece out counterclockwise. And before you put your mouthpiece away in your case, be sure that you do clean it. Okay, next we want to go ahead and remove the slide lock nut. So turn that counterclockwise until it moves away from the slide unit, and then carefully twist the pieces apart like so. There you go. Okay, now lastly, before we put these parts away in our case, we want to wipe off our fingerprints. Your fingers have oil on them, and when you touch your instrument, the oil goes on to your instrument, and this can damage the brass plating of your instrument. So it's a good idea to have a cleaning cloth that you can just wipe down your instrument and get all the fingerprints off before you put it away in your case. And we'll do that with our slide unit too. Just wipe it down. And then we'll put that away in our case as well. And remember, you have to clean your mouthpiece out, so make sure you have done that before you put it away in your case. Don't forget to store all of your lubricants so that you have those ready into your accessories compartment. And close up your case. And that's all there is to it, bandos. Have a great day.